modeling freaks, fans, and friends. You forgot all about me. Probably don't even remember who I am. I'm the Pope of Plastic. I was away. I was sick, and I was away. Steve.
These things happen.
Yeah, we had a sickness in the family, and so I had to jump in for that.
Well,
and then I came down with crabs. You know, I mean, it happens.
it does.
You know, and it takes a little while, and you got to clean your sheets, and luckily I sleep on a waterbed with no sheets, so it was easy to see all the crabs.
Sure.
So I just get some Raid out and and spray it, wipe it down, and
I used to drive down to Baltimore just to get crabs.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good. Those are the good crabs.
Yeah. It's.
No, I didn't have the crabs, for crying out loud. I mean, come on. This is a family program. I had a bad cold. It's like a year ago at this time, I had the same thing. I actually had the flu last year, exact same time. And I'm still a little, if you can tell, I'm a little congested. But so anyway, I was bummed that I was missing the 2 weeks after I said I was going to be here, and we were going to do just back-to-back episodes and and have all kinds of shenanigans. But life happens.
No, it does.
Steve, life gets in the way. A lot has happened over the last 2 weeks. And I'm not going to get into politics or anything, but my heart goes out to Charlie Kirk and his family.
Yes.
That's what's wrong with America now. People, one side cannot talk to the other side, and the one side's pushing out all this garbage about how horrible one side is, and Nazis and all this other stuff, and then somebody ends up shooting somebody, and this is terrible, and my heart bleeds for Charlie Kirk and his family. But
there was a lot of negative information and erroneous talk about him. All he promoted was a civil discourse.
Yeah,
if you had a disagreement, okay, let's talk.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you get shot and killed for it.
It's ridiculous. Very upsetting. But anyway, I'm not going to bring the show down, because Charlie wouldn't want that. He'd want excitement and levity and fun, like we always do, and that's what we're going to do. We are going to have some fun today.
Here we are with the
I
Pope
will
of
at the
Plastic.
end of it. Here comes Harry wandering in.
Oh, there's Harry.
Wandering. Here's Harry the Wanderer. There he is, ladies and gentlemen.
I just want to make a presentation to the Pope.
Oh, look at this.
Few people really know his expertise on radio control airplanes and helicopters and that. So
I'm getting there.
I want to give him a small presentation.
That's
helicopter. I hope he can handle it. The instructions are on the back.
Harry, I'm not quite at that level yet, but
not quite at that level. Well, here you go.
This is something to this is up here on the mountain peak.
Yeah.
It's like climbing Everest. Right now I'm flying larger remote control planes and jets. And one day I will get to the Zoom. This is a whole nother category in the RC world. But
enjoy it.
well, I'm sure I will. Yeah. I'm sure I will. I mean, I could look if I Harry doesn't need to know this, but I could just go and put this online and probably get a few $1,000s for this.
At least.
This is a treasure.
Yeah.
This is a treasure. This is one of the most sought after RC vehicles there is, Harry. So
I know you'd appreciate it.
I do, and thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.
Well, this is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you for,
what a beautiful moment here.
It is.
Look at this. Zoom. Zoom.
Fantastic.
I used to watch Zoom in the 70s.
Zoom. Oh,
we're going to zoom. We're going to zoom.
That was a great show.
Thank you, Harry. What a very nice gesture. Yep. It's even got the North Korean flag here.
Oh.
This must be Kim Jong-un's helicopter.
Messages across the border.
Yes, exactly. Forth, yeah. Look at that. Beautiful.
Well, they're short messages.
Yes. Well, thank you, Harry.
You're welcome.
That is a beautiful thing. I'm going to put this right here. Don't let me forget this, Steve.
No.
I'm going to do a full-on flight review of that when I get to it.
Boy, that's going to be great.
It is going to be great.
Huge.
Now, listen, Steve, in this, we always, every week we come in and we say, hey, we're going to do armor and all this other stuff. And we've had a couple small armor things, nothing very impressive, to be honest with you. For some reason, well, what happens, Steve? We know this. People love armor. When kits come in, especially vintage armor kits, they go out the door like nobody's business.
True.
I mean, they sell like, limited edition Fabergé eggs.
Oh.
You cannot keep, So armor sometimes is like the Fabergé egg of the modeling world. So sometimes it's hard to get kits for us to review that are armor. And for all you armor lovers out there, today is your day.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, today is your day. This is what we call a honey hole of armor. A honey hole. Not your lovely spouse on the weekend honey hole.
No.
This is a honey hole of plastic models.
It's a beautiful collection.
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start with some small stuff. Then we're going to get into some really exciting stuff. A bunch of these that we're going to do are, we got a lot of them. So we're going to make up for being gone the past 2 weeks, Steve. We're going to make up for it. I'm going to try to win back the fan base. And at the end, if you stick around, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to announce the winners of the, don't think I forgot about that, announcing the winners of the model giveaway from the spectacular 25th episode, which shattered all of the records around the internet. I mean,
the talk around town, the people are still talking about it.
I know. I mean, you have the Kardashians, and then you have the Pope of Plastic and Steve doing the vintage unboxings.
Sure.
I mean,
I'm
unbelievable the response, and we're going to announce the winners that we picked at random. And
I think the only person that hasn't mentioned it has been Jimmy Kimmel, but we won't go there.
Yeah, let's not go there. But hey, look, Jimmy Kimmel, say whatever you want. Just don't inflame things on the other side. Because I mean, look, I'm a free speech guy. I don't give a crap what you say. Say it to my face, number one, so I can respond. And number two, don't incite the other, it's just stupid. Let's not get into that anymore. This is vintage and model boxings, Steve.
There we go. We've been waiting.
These are beautiful kits here, and these are old, ladies and gentlemen. Bandai. Now, if you don't know Bandai, I know Bandai. Bandai is from Japan. Bandai, I believe, don't get me wrong, I believe Bandai, no, I was going to say Bandai did the original Transformers, but it's not Bandai. I'm trying to think through my Hasbro days here. It's not Bandai. Somebody will correct me here when they're watching this. And now I'm trying to think of the name of the company that we worked with in Japan. Anyway, never mind. Bandai, we know, is a famous company, been around forever.
They're big into all the Gundam models.
Yeah, now. Gundam now, huge. Exactly. That's where I was making the correlation between Transformers, and they are the Gundam kings. Little do some people may not even know that they did armor. And they've been known for their very good kits and very good molding and very good sometimes their instructions are kind of tricky. But anyway, these are, Steve, what year? Do we know what year these are from?
Ooh, I would say the 1980s.
1980s. Okay, so these are Sherman. These are 1/48 scale, which, and Steve and I were just talking about this before we turned the camera on. I love the 1/48 scale series from Tamiya. I think it's one of their absolute best. And I always recommend to new modelers who love armor, start with Tamiya 1/48 scale. They're easy to assemble. The detail is fantastic. The molding is fantastic. And you get a great selection of armor.
And if you're into building wartime dioramas,
you got all the 148 aircraft that you can think of, B-17s, all the way to Spitfires and P-40s and Catalina, you name it. So 148 scale armor and vehicles are fantastic scale, and for exactly the reason that Steve mentioned, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, here's the first one, US M4A3 76 millimeter Sherman. And box art looks very nice. When I first saw these from a distance, Excuse me. I'm still a little sick, Steve. And when I saw these in Steve's office, I immediately thought they were Tamiya. Because they look very reminiscent, but once you look a little closer,
excellent box art.
Yeah, and that's what I was like, oh, that's an old Tamiya kit. But then I looked at it, go, oh wait, that's a Bandai kit, and they show your cross sell.
Tamiya has a book dedicated to just the artwork on their armor.
Yeah,
it's a fantastic book.
Now we're going to go through these kind of quick because we've got a lot of kits to go through today. We are chock full. In fact, we'll look at all the stuff it comes with, Steve. Look at this. Here's your instruction sheet. Decals have seen better days. You may want to get some new decals for this, but it is a two-color.
Two-color. That's neat.
Yeah, it is neat. Two-color instruction sheet. No English.
They have the typical Japanese type instructions.
Yeah.
Whether it's Tamiya, Hasegawa, they're all very similar in how they lay them out.
But very nice instructions. You don't need the words to figure this out for sure. Very detailed for 1/48 scale. Look at that. It's got a full interior for 1/48 scale. Can you believe that? That is a shock. That's shocking. This is the first time. Tamiyas don't have full interiors.
Not even most of their 1/35th.
That is fantastic. Look, it's even got an engine. We're talking full interior. Full interior. That is insane. What amazing discovery today. I have no idea what this says, but this is a bunch of different things they're offering here. But you could, nowadays you could use your Apple translator.
That's right.
To take a picture and translate that. Here's your figure guide. I'm going to go through this one kind of a little bit slower because we got a bunch, and then we'll go through the other ones kind of quicker because they'll all be kind of similar. Here's your history. Here's your crappy decals. And look at this. Look at that. Isn't that cool? We give you a little poster. Look at that. Very cool. Hang that on your hang that next to your in-laws picture in the living room.
Definitely.
Right next to it.
Yeah.
Your wife will love that. Okay, let's look at the plastic. The most important thing, Steve. Let's look at that. You can have all the detail you want, but if it's crap,
no.
you know what I'm saying? If it's crap, this is open. Good. Terrific. We're going to look at one of the figures, and we'll look at this hull. Now, it's got vinyl treads, which I hate. It looks like you have to trim them to size. Or no, they give you two of them. The molding's great. Nothing wrong. Excuse me. Nothing wrong with the... Sorry, I was burping. I had crabs for lunch.
Crabs are always enjoyable.
They sure are. Here's your figure. Not bad for 1/48 scale. Not bad. Don't pay attention to my hands. I have model builder's hands from using so much alcohol and paint and drying out my hands. My hands are always... That's the problem with... Molding is great. I'm looking at the machine gun. The guns here look really, really nice. Nicely molded. Looks like somebody trimmed off the pieces. Oh, maybe they were gluing the figures. So this is partially, kind of, just the figures were started, it looks like. Again, the machine gun, very, very well molded. Tiny, tiny bit of flash. Steve, I'm going to say this is molded as good as the Tamiya from the 1980s. Would you say?
I would, by all means.
It's definitely 1980s, for sure. There's no date on any of this that I can see. Typical Bandai plastic. They still seem to use this kind of plastic to this day. It's kind of more on the harder side.
The Gundam kits
Yes,
like that.
and that's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
is that they still have that same kind of plastic. Look at the detail, all in here. It looks really, really nice. Turret is terrific. The upper hull. Oh, it does. I was looking for this. It does have. I don't know how well you can see that, but it does have welded seam lines, which look very, very nice. Full engine, like we were talking about. I'm just blown away that it's got a full interior. How cool is that? So for somebody who, wants to try building a tank with a full interior, but is kind of scared to do, a big 1/35th scale, or a like I've done a 1/12th scale, but this would be a good one to start out on. I mean, this is a good looking model, Steve. Good looking model. That's a beautiful looking model. So that's just the first one. We've got a few, and we're going to go through the other ones kind of quickly because they're all going to be kind of the same. I think they're all from the same period. Here is a British truck 3-ton Austin 5K. Again by Bandai. Again, we do not know the date. Somebody's going to look it up on ScaleMates and tell us.
Yeah.
I'm going to guess early 1980s. This looks really good, really nicely molded. I'm not going to pull everything out, but again, full detail. Look at that. Did somebody glue? Somebody glued this in already. So it's kind of partially started. Yeah, this doesn't go with this. What are you trying to trick me, Steve? But nicely molded, beautifully molded. I'm seeing very little in the way of injection pen marks, just a couple here and there, but those are hidden. It looks like they've done a good job of hiding where the pen marks go. I mean, it's all here. There's a couple pieces that some nudnik tried putting together and then gave up. But you could easily separate those pieces if you want to start. The wheels are molded beautifully. I would say that this is the molding's as good as Tamiya of the 80s. Look.
No date or anything inside.
No date that I can see yet. Very subtle wood grain, which is really nice. Nice textured fabric. I would replace this and do my own fabric if I were going to do this, because it's a little too square. It's not sagging or anything, and none of these fabric tops were perfect, like that.
But overall, it looks clean.
Yeah, it's a very clean looking kit. Here's all your figures. Figures are molded nicely. Again, no date. I wish they had a date on it. Everybody loves to play guess the date game. I mean, somebody started a few pieces on this, which is not the end of the world. It wouldn't bother me too much. Here's your instruction sheet again. Now, this one does have English writing. I'm still going to say that this is an old kit, but I don't see printed in Japan. But the instructions are nice. Very similar to Tamiya. Very, very similar to Tamiya. Outstanding. Great subject matter. I don't know who else is making, making anything like this nowadays. Maybe Mini Art. They tend to make some of this kind of weird vehicles. I'm just going to put this back in here like this. I don't want to spend the whole video trying to put... anyway, that's another cool one. And again, look, these are all available at Harry's. If you got a hankering for some old Bandai 148 scale, Harry's got it.
That's
At least
a good
for
word,
now.
too. Hankering. That's a good word.
Yeah.
A lot of you don't hear that word a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Now another Bandai. A lot of these are Bandai, but we do have some Tamiya we're going to get into. Some exciting Tamiya.
Oh.
Willys Jeep. Everybody needs a Willys Jeep in your collection.
True.
Everybody has to at least one time in their life build a Willys Jeep.
Mm-hmm.
Have to. It's part of, if you open the law, the operating laws of model building. Did you see the latest updates in there? Yeah, and I think it's on page 3024.
In the left side.
On the left side, about a quarter of the way down, underneath jerry cans.
Yeah.
There is the law that is written very plainly that U.S. Willys Jeep is a requirement.
Oh, you have to. Whether it's 148,
doesn't matter what
135th.
scale, you just have to do one. You have to do one, or else you cannot build models.
You have to.
And then they'll come by your house if they hear that you haven't built one and you've been building models for a while. They will come and shut you down.
Sure.
You know, I had it happen. I've been building models for a long time. I hadn't built a Willys Jeep, and one night in the middle of the night, I got a knock on the door. You know, they all swarmed in.
I did the Tamiya 135th.
Yeah. Oh, and I was just going to put it away without opening it.
Oh, no.
So again, Bandai.
Beautiful.
Beautifully molded.
The machine gun.
Just
Very
great.
nice.
Fantastic. Very nice. No flash whatsoever. No date. We have no idea. We're going to guess the 80s. Now, the decals still look good on this. This is still sealed. I'm not going to open that up. Very nice. Ammo cans. Tiny bit of flash, but nothing. Tiny little flash right here. See that? But look, that's
nice molding.
Beautiful
Very
molding.
nice.
These decals look good. And then here's your figures and your rifles. I want to say this looks as good as Tamiya kit, to be honest with you. It looks really, really good. Here's your instructions. This is printed in English. Very simple, straightforward. Again, full engine. They're not skimping. They're not skimping, Steve. They're supplying you with everything you need. Look at this. Very, very nice. So that's the Willys Jeep. Got this whole collection. I mean, this will keep you busy for a long time, Steve. Keep you busy. British armored car, the Daimler MK1. Again, same cross sale. Bandai, by our friends at Bandai in Japan. I don't know. Does Bandai still make any military models, or do they just Gundam now?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Look at this. Here's your tube of glue that you need. Thank goodness they supply that. Beautifully molded. I don't see any issues whatsoever. Again, I love how all these come with several figures, not just one, you know.
Well, you can make a little scene.
Well, you sure can make a whole scene. You sure shooting can. You could say one of these guys for one of these guys, this is important. One of these guys doing Mardi Gras, you can hide one of these in the king cake.
Ooh.
I don't know if you know anything about a king cake, but it's that's a Mardi Gras tradition. They make the king cake, and if you get the piece that has the figure, the king, you eat it, you know, and it could be a choking hazard, but if you bite down, you get the king inside, you have good luck, supposedly, for a year or something like that.
Kind of like the worm in the mezcal bottle.
Almost exactly like it. Almost exactly like it. Or the crab in the underwear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Beautifully molded. Look at the texturing. I don't know how well you could see that. Decals, I think these decals would work. We got a full engine again. Very, very nice. I'm impressed. This is the first time I've ever seen any Bandai military models. This one's all Japanese. Which means this probably was not released in the United States at the time. So somebody got it, maybe got it from Japan, brought it over. Very, very cool. And we got more, Steve.
Oh, do we ever?
Look at this. This is one of my favorite armored vehicles. And again, detailed interior. The U.S. cargo carrier M30 is a cool vehicle. Look at that. I'm loving the subject matter. It's not your typical, Panzer and,
Well, man doesn't live by Panzers alone.
and Shermans alone.
No.
No.
You need...
Here's your... Oh, look at all the ammo they give you. Look at that. How cool is that? And little ammo look at that, little ammo crates.
This is pretty neat.
Very cool. Somebody's gonna want these kits. Somebody's drooling right now as everything falls off the sprues, but the detailing looks terrific. There's the Bandai logo, made in Japan. Let's look at the what the hell is this? It had an aircraft engine in it? A
Could
radial engine? I guess it did. Look at that. Because this hasn't been opened.
No.
It had a radial aircraft engine in it. How cool is that? You learn something new every day. More figures. Look at that. Shovels. Beautifully molded. We got more engine components, fuel tanks.
That's neat where they give you a little figure set, and most of these seem to have at least 3 or 4 figures.
Yeah, I'm telling you, you're getting a bargain in figures. That's for doggone sure. Now this one's printed in English, but again, same kind of instructions. Yep, it does. Look at that radial engine.
Yep.
How cool is that? And it goes right in the back. Look at that.
For 1/48, the detail.
This is
fantastic.
just insane for a 1/48 scale kit. I mean, Tamiya does not do 1/48 scale that has any of this kind. And your decals still look fantastic. Those are perfectly good screen printed decals, which is terrific. I can tell just by looking at them from a distance. Here's everything you can get. Look at that. Look at all of the 1/48 scale. Who knew? I didn't even know that Bandai made. I thought they were going to be 1/35 scale.
Boy, these are beautiful. I'm drooling just thinking.
Yeah.
The drool's not showing, is it?
No.
Right.
I mean, a
I'm
little
off
bit.
camera, so I don't want to have it too noticeable.
You know. What a cool kit that is. Now, look at this. A gun motor carriage to finish off the Bandai kits that we have for you today. And does this have interior as well? Fine detail inside and out. Crew included. You gotta have a whole infantry by the time you're done building all these. I love the scale. They're easy to display. You don't need a whole lot of space to display all these. Some engine details. Very nice. I'll tell you, these are nice cable detail. Another radial engine. Look at that. I never knew that. I knew some vehicles had radial engines, but I wasn't thinking that a lot of the American armor had radial engines. I mean, those are straight up aircraft engines. Must sound incredible when it's fired up. Now these decals have seen better days. There's your cannon. More armament. What a treat. The only thing I don't is I hate vinyl treads. I wonder if anybody makes replacement treads in 1/48 scale. I'll bet you somebody does.
Remember Jordi Rubio, the nice metal? They made some real nice tracks.
Yeah, I've seen some lately. Again, the radial engine, full interior detail. This would make a nice series of builds. This would make a really nice series of builds. Very nice. That's exciting. That's the Bandai. That's the Bandai 1/48 scale. You got to come down and get these.
Oh, these are fantastic.
I mean, they're terrific. Are these up on eBay yet? Or you...
Two of them are.
Okay. On Mummy Mia?
These two will be on eBay this week.
Okay. Well, you better hurry then, or go to mummymia.com.
Put these aside.
Now we're going to get into some here. I'll hold this for you. Now we're going to get into a couple things that are truly exciting.
This is
this is
primo.
This is primo vintage Tamiya, and I'm really excited for this. When I walked in, I was like, oh yes, here we go. Now finally, I was on the verge of quitting this whole series. I said, you know what? If you don't get some armor in here, I am done. I'm going to go do reviews of quick oil change service departments around the country instead of vintage model unboxings.
There's some demand for that.
There is. And I think nobody's really going around and doing reviews on them. And I thought, look, if they don't get some armor in here, I think that's going to be my next.
Well, we did.
Next calling.
And these are honeys.
T34 Tamiya. What year is this from, Steve? Do you know?
I'm going to guess.
We're going to be able to tell.
The side of the box has a barcode.
So
I'll say it's probably a late 1960s kit, but it's reboxed probably in the 90s.
In the 90s, okay. I'm going to say 80. I'm going to say 89.
All right.
Look at this. Now we're getting into some big scale Tamiya. Is this one? What scale is this?
1/25.
1/25 scale. Look at the texturing on this.
Yeah, that is.
Just, oh my God, the weathering that you can do on this thing. So what year was the molded done? We're not talking about the boxing. What year was the molding produced for this, Steve? Because I know
1968.
You would be wrong, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, 1969.
Oh, for crying out loud.
What a great year, 1969.
I was in second grade.
The year that the Apollo 11 landed on the moon.
Yeah.
July 1969.
That's right.
And Tamiya was producing beautiful, beautiful molds back in 69. There you go, 1969. See that?
Beautiful.
I'm going to bet this has a motorized feature. Maybe not. Oh, did you say not to open this?
No.
Oh, okay.
This one's fine.
So you got your hub details, totally different type of plastic. Oh, that's vinyl. That's vinyl. Beautifully molded turret.
And the texture, very
Texture's
nice.
incredible.
Very nice.
Last year I did a 1/16 scale of a T34 trumpeter kit, and that was an amazing kit. But this is equally beautiful. But unlike the 1/48 scales, look at all your pins. I don't know what the hell those for. We'll look at in springs. We'll look at it in the instructions. This does not have a full interior. The T34 I did by Trumper had full interior, and I mean, when I say full interior, I mean full interior. In those Bandai kits that we just did, those are all full interior. This one is not. So This is a model that you could put together fairly quickly. And look at your figures. I've never seen 1/12 scale or 1/25 scale figures by Tamiya. Those look pretty cool. Oh, it's just the front and back half. And your wheels. Here's the thing that always sucks. But these look like they snap. No, I bet they don't. Maybe they. Yeah, they looks like they snap together. So maybe they're not too bad. But individual tracks, which is good. Even though they're a pain in the ass. But T34. Very cool looking instruction booklet. I love that. Oh, beautiful instruction. I mean, decals. They still look fine. Screen printed. These are screen printed in Japan. All Japanese instructions. Steve, this is an original 1969 kit.
Beautiful.
I don't know, but it's got a barcode on it. It didn't use barcodes in the 60s, did it?
Not then, no.
Oh, so the spring. But this is definitely a 1969 kit, and the instructions are 1969 for sure. Looks like a spring for. I don't know what the spring is used for. I'm looking at it in the. Oh, it's to move the machine gun. So it helps the machine gun to operate in the front of the lower hull. They're just click together tracks, so those probably aren't so bad. Beautiful. What a beautiful kit. Not a hard kit. This is a kit. Honestly, how long would it take me to do this kit? I could do this kit, Steve, I could do this kit in 12 hours. I'm not trying to toot my own horn. Toot. But this has got no real detail to it. It has no interior. It's just a hull and accoutrement on the outside. T34s were one color, dark green. And I mean, I know there was some little variations, but most of them were the dark green and super dirty and very cool tank. They look amazing when you if you go to my website, thepopoplastic.com, you can see the big T34 that I did. Or if you go to iModeler, look up the Popoplastic, you can see the complete build. I have pictures of the complete build. But this is a beautiful kit. If you're going to get into 1/35 scale or big scale, and you've never done it before, this is a great kit. Not difficult, impressive size. That's what she said. And
T-34 is a great subject.
T-34 is a great subject matter. Beautiful.
And if Russia stays in the Ukraine any longer, they're going to be pulling
They're going to be pulling some of these out. They may already have.
Sure.
Steve, we'll just leave this one over here. Okay, Steve, excellent. Now we're going to get into
this one.
We're going to get into some Holy Grail stuff here. Holy Grail, Steve. Honey Pot City.
Mm-hmm.
We got lock the doors so the bears don't come crawling in, because when I open this thing, bears are going to come, and bees. Bears and bees.
I don't mind bees. I wouldn't mind bears.
Well, they're on their way. I can hear them now. Ladies and gentlemen, big scale, as big as Tamiya makes. The Centurion MK3.
Beautiful.
With full interior. Large scale, as big as it gets. No, this is 1/25 scale too.
Oh, yeah.
Look at this. What year do we think this beauty is from, Steve?
I'd say 1968, 69 again.
What a beautiful, beautiful model. Then we got another treat, another kind of Holy Grail you don't see very often. Look at this. Beautiful box art showing the cutaway detail. Let's open this beauty up.
Oh, geez. I'm so overcome. I'm having a hard time holding. Well, I'm having a hard time holding the camera.
Yeah, I know you are. Now here is which we all love, and I talk about this all the time. You don't get to see these all the time, and let me tell you, I spent many a days on the toilet looking at this, drooling over this.
With that Ferrari 312.
Oh my goodness gracious, 312B. Big scale Harriers, big scale motorcycles. This was the one I used to always stare at and drool over, was with the cutaway that they did. Isn't that cool? This was fun when you were a kid to stare at this thing.
Geez.
Leaving this around on your mom's nightstand, with one of them circled at Christmas time.
Oh yeah.
With a little arrow pointing.
Sure.
Look at this instruction sheet. Look at this. Beautiful. Here's your history. Full schematic cutaway. Photographs and beautiful instructions. Beautiful instructions. All these are English, so I'm going to say this a little later. Look at this. Just, isn't this beautiful, Steve? This is what dreams are made of right here. Full engine. Full interior. Now this is for a little bit more of an experienced model builder. I couldn't do this in 12 hours. Look at that. Very, very cool.
You look at the instructions and you look at the uniformity from this age to a new Tamiya kit, and the instructions are laid out exactly the same.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why? I mean, why change perfection?
It's an excellent company.
Okay. What year, Steve?
I'm going to throw it out again. 1968.
You would be wrong,
All right.
sir.
Well,
You would be wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, guesses out there, it's not 1968. It's not 1969. It would be, ladies and gentlemen, drum roll please, 1972.
good year.
Now this, you are able to put a motor in it.
Mm-hmm.
See, there's your switch right here. Tamiya was famous for this, for doing the, I doubt it has the motor in here.
Their 1/12 cars had it. Their
Yeah.
1/350.
Beautifully molded, what you would expect. Now this I am not going to open because we just want to make sure that it retains its value. This is a fairly rare kit, but gorgeous.
Multicolor. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, you don't normally see that in a Tamiya kit. I mean, that's fairly rare to see multicolored. Look at all the figures. I guess you get two figures. No, one, two, 3, 4 figures? At least you have 4 heads. 1, 2, 3, 4 heads. So maybe you can do the heads in different positions or something. But again, very nicely molded. Look at the guns there, Steve. Very nice engine. Here's your radiators. Two-part hull, upper turret, 2 parts. I don't know why they did that way. But it looks very, very nice. I mean, it's Tamiya. What do you expect? Screen printed decals still look fine. But this is going to be a big model. Again, same thing. Your clip together tracks. A lot of track parts. You're not doing this in a weekend. A lot of painting to go on here. But very, very nice. Another figure. What do we say? 4?
Yeah.
5? So that's 5 figures. In nice size figures. This would make just a beautiful finished model just because of the scale of it and with the figures and everything. Would be very, very nice. Oh, look, we got a lot of metal components. We got nuts and screws and springs and rods and all sorts of shenanigans. Look at the Tamiya. Never seen that before. That's old. We're talking old Tamiya. Here's your idler wheels. We do have a sprue that is vinyl with your cables and everything. I'd swap these out for real cables. Easy enough to find. metal cable material to do your own cables. Steve, that is
That's a fantastic
that
kit.
is a fantastic kit, and you know, we're just scratching the surface here at Harry's of what he has here. I mean, you just never know what's going to roll in through the door.
Oh, that's true.
And I had no idea. And what rolled in? A Centurion in 125th scale and a T-34 in 125th scale. When you're about to give up, all of a sudden,
Poof.
it shows up just in the nick of time. Okay, one more kit. This is not a piece of armor, but when I saw it, I got super excited because you don't normally see in this scale what I'm going to show you. And I've never seen it in person. I've only seen it like online and stuff. And when I saw this, I got excited because it's my most favorite helicopter in the world, the Bell Huey gunship.
Beautiful.
And I can tell you, and this is in big scale right here. We are in the 124 scale. It's like a gold vein that we opened up in the out in, you know, prospecting for gold, and all of a sudden you see something shimmering in the distance. Sure. And Steve and I wander over there, and it's an opening. It's a vein of gold. Sure. Between the rocks, and that's what today is for 124 scale and 148 scale lovers.
Incredible.
124 scale Huey Air Cobra. The only other one that I knew that they did was the 132nd scale. And I built that, and that's kind of a terrible kit, but you can turn it into a nice looking kit if you take your time and do some work on it on the 132nd scale. So I'm holding the same excitement for this. Let me just tell you quickly why I love the Huey gunship so much, and the Huey just in general, was that my very dear friends of my parents, the Wagners, Jerry Wagner, very colorful individual, was a wartime, Vietnam wartime Huey pilot, was shot in the head at Vietnam flying a Huey, and was able to fly it and land it safely. And I believe he was wounded twice because he went back and flew more. And I think he was shot twice in Vietnam flying Hueys. And when I was a youngster, when I went into the Air Force, Colonel Wagner was the commander of the 1st Cavalry Division at Fort Hood, Texas. And just a quick story, Steve. I'm making up for not being here for 2 weeks. When I was at basic training, Lackland Air Force Base, Texas. Before I went in, the Wagners, I saw the Wagners in Stewart, Florida. They came to visit, and I said, Colonel Wagner, I'm going in the United States Air Force. And he was like, well, I'm at Fort Hood right up the street, commander of 1st Cavalry Division. He's like, when you get your base Liberty, when you get your leave at the end of basic training, I want you to come over for dinner, Steve. He goes, I want you to come over, and Candy and I, that was his wife, Vaughn Monroe's daughter, by the way. Vaughn Monroe, very famous crooner in the 1950s, sang Ghost Riders in the Sky and Blue Jeans, something or other, very famous. But his daughter, who's married to Colonel Wagner, I'm going off course here. But anyway, long story short, I go into the United States Air Force. Comes time for our base leave, and I have Colonel Wagner's phone number, and I'm supposed to go to dinner. Well, wouldn't you know it, our Flight 444, USBMT, basic military training, we got in trouble, and they yanked our leave, our base leave. So we had to stay back in the barracks and clean boots and make beds and all the things you do in basic training. But we were allowed a half an hour, what they called a patio break. Patio break was when you could go down for a half an hour, you could buy stuff from the vending machine, you could sit and smoke cigarettes, you could do all those fun things. And so when I went down on the patio break, I had to call the Wagners. And I had to say, well, Colonel Wagner wasn't there. Mrs. Wagner answered the phone. She was all excited. She goes, we're so excited to see you. I said, well, I've got bad news. We screwed up and I cannot come to dinner. And she was like, oh, the colonel's going to be so unhappy, and we were looking forward to seeing you, but we'll see you some other time, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so we're back. So the patio break ends. I'm back in the barracks, and we're cleaning boots. Whenever you were cleaning boots and working in the dorm, you were always sitting there in your underwear. That was just the way it was. You were in Texas when it was hot. You were just there in your underwear hanging out with all the other fellas. And so anyway, we're sitting there and we're polishing boots, Steve, and everything. And all of a sudden I hear this. And then you hear the guard at the door say, "Sir, I need to see your authority to enter. Open up that goddamn door." It's like, "Sir, I need to see your authority to enter." Because they're just allowed to walk in the dorm room. "Open this goddamn door." So finally, our drill instructor comes out of his office. And I guess he goes over to the door. We're just sitting there, polishing boots, wondering what the hell's going on. Our drill sergeant opens the door, and all of a sudden he calls the whole dorm to attention, right? We're like, what the hell is going on? We're all at attention, in our underwear. And all of a sudden I hear my name called. Yelling, my name. "Pope!" They didn't call me Pope back there, but "Pope, get up here!" So I walk up to the front of the thing, and lo and behold, who is there but Colonel Wagner in his full military uniform. And I tell you, when this guy wears his blues, it's impressive because he's got the flying cross with valor and everything else because of his. I mean, guy's got more salad than anybody. And he comes in and he's like, "Colonel's here to see you." But I should go back really quickly to the beginning of the story. When you first go into basic training, they ask you, "Do you have any relatives or friends that are serving in the military?" And you're supposed to raise your hand and say, "Oh, yes, I know Colonel Wagner. He's the commander of the 1st Cavalry Division right up the street." Well, I wasn't thinking. You're scared to death. I never mentioned anything. So anyway, so he says, "Hey, you can go and spend 15 minutes with the colonel." So I go outside. He gives me some cookies and stuff. He said, "Mrs. Wagner wanted you all to have these cookies, give them to the squadron and everything." So I come back in, and my drill sergeant is fricking ripping me a new one. He's like, "I thought I told you. You're supposed to tell us if you know somebody, and you know a fucking colonel, the commander of the 1st Cavalry Division." Anyway, so that was my exciting story in basic training, where the commander of the 1st Cavalry Division came to visit me at Lackland Air Force Base, and it was great. He was a great guy. He's passed away since then. He was always a boisterous character. This guy loved to drink. He loved to party. The more he drank, the louder he got, and he was something else, man. I'll tell you what. So God bless you, Colonel Wagner. Anyway, so the Huey reminded me of Colonel Wagner in that story. So anyway, let's look into this real quick. This is a long video today. I'm telling you, we're making up for lost time.
We have to make up.
The box art, Revell box art in the 80s, Now, you said you knew what this version was from?
Well, this kit also was produced as a Rambo attack chopper.
Oh, okay. Well, I like this version better. Look at this. Comes with a figure. Figure doesn't look too bad, actually. We're going to take a look at this thing. Okay. I hate Revell monogram boxes. But we're going to open this thing up. Look at this. This is a big helicopter. Look at the size of the pilots. Pilots look kind of cool. Molding does not look bad. Steve, can I open this one up?
Yes.
Remember, if you want something like this, call Harry. Send us a message. Message me through YouTube if you want. Raised detail, but that's accurate. That's the way it was on the real aircraft. A little bit of flash, but nothing too crazy. We got some pinhole marks, which I hate, but you have to remove those carefully. Even details on the bottom of the skids, but you got some pinhole marks, which I hate. We got some little part there. Look at this. I love all the framework and everything. That is really cool. Look at all the pin marks, injection pin marks everywhere. That sucks. So you're going to have to do some work to eliminate all those, which is sad. But I love even the texture around look at that, the canvas texture around the controls. That is really cool. I mean, just because there's pinhole marks, you know, and even on the blades, look at that. You're going to have to do a lot of work. But I think it would be worth it just because of the size of this thing. How often do you see a 1/25th scale Huey? Do you? Do you ever see them at the shows or anything?
No.
This is the first time I've ever seen one in person. And the figure looks really good. We got 2 color. This is kind of a titanium chrome, which is kind of cool.
Well,
if you
it's
don't
not
want to
as bad
do
as
regular chrome.
Shiny chrome.
I mean, I would remove this anyway, but if you're not, if you like that kind of look, I mean, that's kind of nice looking. Especially get some weathering on there, you know. I think that's pretty cool. You don't see that very often. I've never seen that in a Revell kit. Have you ever seen that in a Revell kit?
Normally they do that chromy, oozy, ultra chrome that takes away from it.
Here's your glass. Glass looks good. Separate pieces for the windshield, which is always nice. Which means you have a frame coming down instead of clear frame, you know. What do I got? Somebody's trying to text me?
No, I think I hit the button.
Oh, just seat belts. I'd replace these with real seat belts. Nice. I mean, it's a nice. Now there's no injection pin marks on this section of it. Just on the back. Now let's get in. Well, let's look at the doors. I'm gonna hold the doors are nice. It was just really on that first sprue that that had all the injection pin. Well, this got injection. You're gonna want to replace those seat belts. Those look like crap. That easy enough. Now let's look at the cool thing. Let's look at the look at the scale of this.
Yeah, it's big.
Look at this.
That's pretty nice.
That is a nice size. That is a nice size helicopter right there. Man. Steve, do we know what they're asking for this?
I don't.
You haven't done
I haven't done that.
the research yet?
Well, I was so taken that it actually came in.
Yeah. And we even have vinyl for the gun belts. And then your decals, these still look really good. Screen printed. Very nice. Nicely done decals.
Very nice.
They don't allow you to paint the control panel, which sucks.
They have a year on...
What year is it?
2001.
2001?
I'm sure the kit is older. Because the Rambo kit was out in the 80s.
Look at that. It's got all the framework for the inside.
Neat
that is really, really
neat.
cool. Kind of a nod to Zucchini.
And we know you're a big fan
Oh,
of
you know I am. I just got a new one sent to me, Steve. I just got the new BF-109 desert version.
Now, you've said they're mainly or just aircraft?
Yeah, only aircraft. I don't know that they've done anything other than aircraft. I've never seen anything except aircraft. But when you're the best at something, why get into banana boats and bouncy houses and
that's true.
You know, knights on horses.
Oh yeah.
You know, I mean these we're talking the best of the best.
That's true. Well, it's kind of like when McDonald's branched out too much. You know, they were big into hamburgers, and then they started.
They did like a spaghetti meal.
Yeah,
you know, you don't go to McDonald's for a spaghetti meal.
No.
You know, let's stick with the basics.
Exactly.
Zucchini got that down. Ladies and gentlemen, this is spectacular. You're going to have to do some work on the injection pen marks. That means sanding and filling, unfortunately. I'm sorry, but you're going to have to if you want to build this up to the level that it should be built at. You know what I mean? But this would be would be exciting centerpiece of your collection. This would be an exciting centerpiece.
Done up nice. That would really be a nice.
And you could really this is a big model, so you could really do a lot of detailing on this and a lot of scratch building. Somebody out there loves scratch building. This is the kit for you for doing scratch built details. Steve, what an episode now. What everybody's been waiting for.
Oof,
I have an announcement. I have an announcement, Steve. We were going to give away the models. These are the models from the 25th anniversary, the 25th episode. The Flying Cloud,
Nice.
which actually is a very nice kit. We opened it up, we reviewed it. Go back and look at the 25th episode.
Mm-hmm.
The 1957 Ford hardtop, another very nicely molded, very decent kit. The Coastal Defense Fort, the ultimate diorama for your D-Day diorama right here, Coastal Defense, and the F4 Phantom. This is a great kit.
I'd have to say the F4 Phantom is, I would have to say, my favorite military jet.
Oh,
It's an incredible
it's
hot rod
it's
of an
absolutely one of my favorites. Steve, let me announce the winners. Now listen, this is going to be first come, first serve. So when I announce your name, you need to contact me through email. The Pope at the Pope of Plastic. No, wait. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I don't even know my own email. The Pope of Plastic at gmail.com. The Pope of Plastic at gmail.com. The Pope of Plastic at gmail.com. And we will send the model to you. First come, first serve. If you want the Phantom, whoever gets it first, you get the Phantom. Second, I'll tell you what's left over. You get whatever is left over. Now listen, if you get something you really don't want and you really wanted an airplane, we'll find something for you. We'll find a vintage airplane for you. Or we'll find a vintage. But if you like cars, this is a good kit. If you like
It's
boats.
a very nice kit.
But if you're really unhappy, I want you to be happy. So we'll make sure that you're happy. But anyway, first come, first serve. And you will get to pick the kit of your choice. And then the grand prize. The grand prize of all prizes, Steve. You know, there is the Publishers Clearinghouse. That does not even compare to $17,000 a week for the rest of your life. Does not compare to the grand prize.
No.
The
What do you do
grand
with all
prize.
that money?
What are you going to do with that money? The grand prize is yours truly, the Pope of Plastic, building a vintage kit for you. So you'll get to pick a vintage kit. We will conspire with each other to find something that works, that you're excited about, vintage-wise, and then I will build the kit for you and we'll send it to you. Now listen, one caveat. If any of these folks that I'm going to announce are overseas shipping gets expensive, and we would ask that you would pay the shipping if you were overseas. If you can't do that, I apologize, but overseas shipping these days because of everything that's going on, has gotten expensive. So we would ask that you would pay for the shipping overseas. Domestic, we're not worried about, but overseas, that's one caveat. Okay, so now the winners, ladies and gentlemen. In no particular order. These were pulled randomly. Steve and I did this earlier today. Steve, are you ready, Steve? Are you excited?
Yeah.
Okay.
Here we go.
The first winner of the 25th episode prize extravaganza, ladies and gentlemen, is Sunguar. 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 Congratulations, Sunguar, here on YouTube. You are a winner. Number 2, congratulations to our dear friend who comes in all the time into the videos, and it's great to see his comments, Mr. Raymond Seuss. Raymond Seuss, Dr. Seuss's third cousin.
Sure.
Raymond Seuss, you are a winner. Number 3, ladies and gentlemen, of the prize extravaganza, Mr. John Sweeney. John Sweeney, you are a winner. Congratulations. Number 4 for the model kits. Another very nice gentleman. Sent me some nice comments. Mr. Psychodermics, come on down.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Yes, you are a winner. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is very exciting. For the grand prize, a model built by yours truly, by these worn out hands that are peeling from model building so much. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the built model that I will discuss with this person, Mr. Staff Sergeant Slick. SSGT Slick, Staff Sergeant Slick, you win the grand prize. Congratulations. Remember, email me, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a winner. thepopaplastic@gmail.com. We will do this again when we hit another milestone. So congratulations. Sure. I have to say, from Steve and I both, we thank you very much for watching these videos each week. We have a really good time, and I'm sorry I was gone the past 2 weeks. Couldn't help it. But I'm back, and Steve, thank you always for your help. I appreciate it.
This is a lot of fun. It's a worthwhile thing to keep interest in this hobby.
Yes, and ladies and gentlemen, I just want to remind you to please like and subscribe. Share this with your friends. Share this with your friends and like and subscribe. Please check out my website, thepopaplastic.com, thepopaplastic.com. I offer one-on-one model building sessions that for a very, very reasonable price per hour. If you want to do that, check me out TikTok, Building Live all the time, and we have a lot of fun over there as well.
I'd say share it in church.
And share it in church, sure. Absolutely. You know, when they come by and they ask for a donation, right in there, please like and subscribe and follow the Popaplastic. Right. The pastor will be very, very happy. He'll say the Popaplastic. He'll probably make an announcement at the head of the church. You know. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you all. Please help out Harry's Hobbies. Come and order one of these great tanks, or all of them.
These were
great.
Excellent.
And I know Harry would love to take care of you. And Steve, I'm going to try my darndest to be back here next week.
I hope so, more because I was beside myself.
I know you were, and you don't have to call me 70 times a day.
No, I know. You know,
offering me to bring me crab medicine.
Oh.
Well,
I was concerned.
Well, I know you've had it many times. At your drag shows.
Fun.
Your drag.
No, it's not fun.
Not fun at all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. This is the Popaplastic. We will see you next week here from Vintage Model Unboxings at Harry's. See you, Steve.
See ya.